Welcome back, folks. My name is LastKnownMeal, and today we're gonna be talking about Gothic 1 Remake because yesterday on THQ Showcase we finally had a teaser trailer in a sense for the upcoming Gothic 1 Remake, and all of this time people were wondering if the project has been cancelled or not. I made a video a couple of days ago where I said that the project has not been cancelled and it's still being developed by Alchemia Interactive, which is the new studio previously known as THQ Barcelona, which is currently developing that. And keep in mind, if you were not following already, Piranha Bytes has been bought out by THQ Nordic, which does mean all of their IPs now belong to THQ Nordic. And honestly, ever since I started this channel 10 years ago with a Gothic playthrough, because Gothic is my favorite game of all time, full stop, I never expected that I was going to make a video about this. So let's go through the trailer itself and see what we can learn. So first off, when it comes to this teaser, we do see Old Mine. And obviously, first thing is the atmosphere, which has, it seems, changed from that previous playable teaser that people kinda did not enjoy. And I also personally said, look, this is not the Gothic that we kinda got used to, the vibes were off and the game just wasn't it that people want. And especially when it comes to Gothic games not being developed by Piranha Bytes, Gothic fans have a bit of a PTSD from Arcania, which was made all those years ago, which simply wasn't as close to the vibes and feeling of Gothic itself. But even Arcania was a lot closer to the Gothic atmosphere, if you ask me, than that playable teaser which was released. So first things first, in the trailer we can actually see the entrance to the Old Mine. It has been changed a little bit. They added a lot more people outside. As you can see in the original, it's kind of empty. You're going to have, depending on the chapter you're in, going to have some Templars from the swamp camp, but obviously here they want to repopulate the area a little bit more to give it more life, which I kind of don't have a problem with, as soon as, you know, when it comes to like lore, it's pretty much as it's supposed to be. We do see a couple of guards from the old camp. The armor is pretty similar to the original one. Obviously, there are going to be some changes to that. When it comes to prisoners, they are all wearing the kind of a similar, you know, attire which was actually worn in the original game. And we do see a couple of orcs. An interesting thing about the old camp from the original game is that I do believe you only have one orc in that camp all the way down at the bottom of the mine itself, which is, you know, they're using him to work on those heavy machinery. So obviously having this does mean that the entrance to it is going to be repopulated. Once we go inside of the old mine, I really like how they maintain the original look, or well, very similar look to the original old mine. And also at the same time, what we can see is that a really cool effect, because this is done in Unreal Engine. As you can see, that the ore has a little bit of this glow, which makes it really nice, because well, the original engine was simply not capable of doing that, because the game was developed in 2001. I was also looking if they're going to keep the old mine as is when it comes to characters and basically people who were there. So we do see Templars from the swamp camp, and we do see guards and shadows from the old camp, so that part is going to stay the same. In the bottom we also have the orc, which was in the original, and at the end of the trailer itself we do see that entrance, which basically when you enter the game, this entrance is going to be closed, but what they did is, probably for a dramatical effect, they kept the doors open. You see two prisoners inside. They're gonna be looking for some ore mounds, and what happens is that they get attacked by mine crawlers, and that's when basically these doors become locked. But definitely when it comes to just the atmosphere in the game, honestly it's much better than the, you know, the playable teaser. But at the same time, this is a different location, so until we don't see any proper gameplay, which I'm still kind of worried about, that we've only like seen this, which is fine. I mean, this definitely brings back a lot of memories, but I wish that we actually see some gameplay and changes from the original playable teaser in the terms of combat, you know, how the character is going to look and how the entire world is going to look when it comes to light and shaders, because it has to be somewhat depressing in a sense and not really that colorful as that teaser. And also the music, which I obviously cannot play from the trailer itself, but you can see it in the background. is very nice, and it brings back those emotions back. But yeah, when it comes to this, I'm okay with this. Like, the mine crawlers look very nice, they look deadly, and one thing I do hope stays the same is when you enter the shaft where you have like the mine crawlers and the mine crawler queen, I want it to stay as dark as it was in the original, because there was something really nice and something really claustrophobic when you were exploring those like abandoned and just unexplored shafts of the old mine, where you had mine crawlers and it was all in the dark and you can actually hear them like walking around you, and that was an amazing experience. Honestly, like, the old mine is probably one of my favorite locations from the game itself. And also, in the end, we haven't really saw like when the game is going to be coming out. People assume it's going to be 2023. I think it's probably going to be 2023 because they decided to show it now, but again, until we have the official announcement, I'm going to say as it is. Also, do keep one thing in mind, which people have been mentioned from SteamDB, is that there was basically like 5 months ago, there was a store API release date added, which says March 15, 2023, which people said, is this going to be that release date? It says literally in the title, may be wrong, so at the same time, don't take this seriously until they have it officially, because of course internal release dates are going to change depending on the state of development they're in right now. And I've also heard some talk about not using the original voice actors. Keep in mind, there's a few reasons for that. Number one is that the audio quality, which was recorded in 2001, can be remastered, but at the same time it has to fit the new narrative of the game, or in a sense has to fit the new version of the game, which is not something which you can easily do and make it believable on that sense. So it's kind of understandable they're not gonna be using that. At the same time, you have a lot of voice actors who sadly passed away from the original game. Like, for example, Don Del Siapo, always get this name wrong, so he was Zardes, Saturus and Jack in Gothic 1. He sadly passed away in 2014. And you also have, for example, Bradley Lavelle, who was also, I think, Nameless Hero in Gothic 2. He also passed away, I believe, in 2007. And also, fun fact about William Roberts, for example, who plays Diego in Gothic, he's also the voice actor of Vesemir in The Witcher, so that's a little nice thing they actually have. But of course, it would be cool if they do have some voice actors from the original who are available and who can do it. It would be cool to have it, but at the same time, on their side, I kinda understand why they would go for somewhat new voice actors, but it's fine for as long as that voice acting is well done, and for as long as it serves its purpose within the video game itself. When it comes to shading, when it comes to everything else within the game itself, I think it looks nice, and as I said, look, right now, all we have to do is a waiting game. Hopefully they release some new gameplay soon, like proper gameplay, so people can kind of go and look if this is actually going to be changed from the original one. But at least when it comes to atmosphere, it looks really nice, and I think it has some potential if they do it right. And that's pretty much it, everything for today. I will be making more videos around Gothic as we get closer to the release date. Obviously, I will be playing the game and see if it's gonna be good or bad. And for that, don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button. And if you have any questions, just drop them down below and I'll try to answer them if I know that. So, don't forget to also follow us on Twitter and Discord. And I do have a Patreon page if you want to support the channel in an extra way. Thank you so much for that. And huge thanks to my current Patreon supporters. This is LKM signing out. Stay classy, everyone, and bye-bye.